This camera has the worst quality. Both.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, those hanging. Yeah. They are. Yeah. I think.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. You can all please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I guess I'll do a roll call. We're here. Ackerman. Borough. Perfect. Morris. I'd like to make an announcement that at 6:30 tonight, council held an executive session at 600 South Broad Street regarding open plan. We're going to move on to public comments now, and this is the time to hear from the public. We encourage all of you speaking to speak your comments within 3 minutes. Stay on topic, present your comments in a spirit of cooperation and collaboration and truth, and be respectful of the institution of Borough Council and the public in your words, comments, and gestures. Please comply with any instructions I'd like to give you during your statement.
First of all, let's say not a better person. But I really choose my neighbor's hand. Talk to you. Tonight, I'm going to welcome. I probably could have said a word. I have a resolution that you came to decide on experience. There is a caveat, but not against that. And we tell us that he's approved to do that on June 29th last year. At a public meeting, no problem with that. Which you do a lot of time to say, but you don't tell them the details. Or the resolution that you think is on. All you do is pass it. No, it's not a public meeting, but we had no idea the details. Whether we did. I mean, it said anybody would sign this thing. We didn't know that. And we might prefer that council person sign it. So, when you say we pass a public meeting, all you do is say we have a resolution by the purchase something or another resolution. This, you say it as a resolution, you don't have any details. So I don't know what's going on, because it's different from this person building. So it's just a question. Just turned 74, I was 15 years old. Third generation, 5 generations. We had 16 visits from the 1900s. I think it's true. And my concern was always about the future. Probably the next meeting I will hopefully report what you can expect. 30 years or a year, but the council, first, the third room. I'm no other country. If you go over, fix them up every so many years. First guy in makes them, second guy in makes a profit, third guy. You just put the money out of it. Usually 10 years, 12 years, 15 days, 10. And the third guy is the, hey, the roofing's done, all the needs are done, all the way down. And that's what happened. Unfortunately, it's what happened. That's all I have to say. With that, I apologize. Like I said, I would right now. I would go with it. And I would. Thank you.
Piggyback on general. We don't hear things like that. We don't hear about things until after the fact, and that definitely said after the fact. And that's the net for us. Also, the fact is, no matter who you send as your acting agent to any boards, commission, or for any responsibility, other than council members want to be assigned, we still have 2 people signing anything in this thing. Usually, or 3 maybe, borough manager, president, and vice president. So we should see their names no matter who their acting agent is. We didn't see that. You don't have the authority to do that. If you signed him for negotiating, yes, he can negotiate. But you should be negotiating because we voted you there as council members, and that's your role. I haven't really been talking about it, so oh, we never vacated the codes of Kennett Square. This is it. We never vacated this. We had addendum to it. We may have replaced parts, fire and emergency, things of that nature. But we never broke the code. We never vacated this book. A statement was made the next time we were here that you had no control of ordinances just because you got a zoning board. That's what you're here for. To protect the ordinances that keep the uniformity among us as citizens in our households. And if you don't know that, who you should walk out of here? Because you're not living up to what you said, that you could run for council. That's number one. And these are the things you support. And when the zoning hearing board fails, as it did on the corner of Bell and somebody's supposed to notice that this isn't right when it's being erected. Because we have such great zoning officers. We had 3 of them. They should have noticed that that building was being erected to the corner, to the point to block all vehicular and pedestrian traffic. Because that's not permitted in this book, and it's not permitted in this town. And you're sitting there pompously like it's correct. And it's not. The same way we have parking spaces in front of the old Tunis's, which you know is Bavaria. That with 4 cars apart, we have no view going out east on Cypress. Totally running view. And we've had accidents there. We've had accidents there. I've been there since November 29th, 1979, and we have had very few accidents anywhere in this town. So we need to think about the things that we've created and stop saying, well, I don't agree with that, or this, that. You don't have the right to say you don't agree with that. What you have a right to is objectively thinking for citizens. I'd like to see you get back to some more of the things you didn't do. Besides this, oh, by the way, the industry has never been a snow emergency. Never. Can't be. Not broken off, not wide enough. Never, ever. And it's never been a part of our commercial district. How do I know that? Well, hard, not for 50 years, but real papers that I can tell you. But all the citizens have. If somebody conveniently zone their homes commercial or PAO, we fought hard and had that turned back. Citizens didn't even know. Never got a notice because they're an R4. I think you have that in 2007 or 2011 as an R3. Ministry is not an R3. Most dense street in our town. It's an R4 and it's always been an R4. Somebody needs to look at these things. Because when we talk about building additions, and people trying to build buildings in back of small lots, that we're compromising the safety for citizens. We're compromising aesthetics, appeal for citizens. And we're not treating the uniformity we want for our infrastructure. So when we drive down the street on the houses with the light, we have the same sort of thing. Part of that to me. But all those places can't have garages. I asked you to put a moratorium on these garages here that were built that look like Taj Mahals. They're bigger than the initial residence, which is also a violation. But we can point that out. I asked you to stop letting people build in the setbacks. I asked you to stop letting building in the right of ways, which we might need later for the street. And you're violating all of that. And if your zoning hearing board is giving variances in such a way like that, then you need to talk to you. I'm not quite finished yet. I want large, I want all on spring, excuse me, all in spring, go ahead, you list that hours for people who have no preference in anything we're doing here. Yeah, we've been respectful. Citizens should hear, because these people don't come. They don't know that we don't have large, we don't have spring and fall cleanup.
Just want them to hear tonight so they can hear a majority. Thank you for your time.
Well, who else is going to speak?
Is there any other public comment?
No. Just to show you what it is. Love, remember, spring and fall cleanup. Oh, we can charge for it.
There being none, is there a motion to approve the agenda? A second? Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor? Aye, opposed? We'll move on to the reports now. The president's report, I do not have a report right now, so I'll move on to I had a question regarding the sewer bills. I've seen it on social media.
Sure, I don't believe, the water bill and the sewer bill should be out.
And will be lenience for.
It'll be the same, time for some.
Mr. Crichton, anything from the solicitor?
Yeah, just one point to bring up. So at the last meeting in July, the first meeting, we talked about, I think there was some residents about fireworks. The PA legislature has enacted a new piece of legislation that will give us the ability at the municipal level to regulate fireworks within certain parameters. That becomes effective 60 days from when it was enacted. So that'll be early September. So that'll probably the best vehicle to start considering those is probably the planning commission. Consider what kind of parameters we want to set. The state law limits us from regulating people on certain holidays, but there's some leeway on that.
Any questions, Mr. Coleman? Chief Holdsworth.
I did submit, excuse me, an electronic report to you today. Unfortunately, with the month ending yesterday, we weren't able to compile the report until this morning, so it was sent to you probably about noon time today. I don't have anything else to add, but any questions if you have.
Chief Brady, you hiding out there? There you are. Any update from the fire company?
Yeah, we sent our report for So, just to highlight, we had 6 firefighters, volunteer firefighters, that's, water rescue. So basically, the extensive swim test, open water, we went to Flat Rock Dam, on the school. And all 6 passed, so that brings our team to 26 certified water rescue technicians. So high water rescue, on the branch line, and that were all very responsive. Just want to highlight that for our 26 members. Actually, sorry, 38 fishing boat. That's all I got.
Anything for the chief? Thank you, sir. Moving on to the committees of council. Anyone have an update from the various committees? I know this was a pretty late month for everyone. Mr. Norris isn't here, so we'll get finance committee report. Leslie, do you have anything formal? If not, we will hold it till then.
I actually wasn't at that meeting, so. I'm sure that it's like anything crazy going on, everything it's normally approved with approved. So,
The biggest thing was, approval of our snack. So that gets passed along, public safety, and people decide to, come to council and public, CIP is capital improvement plan. So what roads, infrastructure, that's typically a 5-year.
Do we have an idea when that might come before council? So we can have,
Likely the next meeting, the workshop session, we'll also have a one page, so you can go on. Cruise that. Fees, right? The big projects, and kind of little white spaces.
any committees of council? Mr. Mayor, want to take it?
Just quickly, all the special event applications that are on for tonight were approved by public safety. I can address questions when they come up. We also, at our next public safety meeting, we'll be reviewing the capital improvement plan and helping to prioritize that schedule. So that entire meeting is going to be devoted to that specifically. So everyone wants to come to that.
Mr. Tovar, anyone from our COLA, Representative COLA with an update? All right. Ms. Reynolds, so we're gonna fit into the other reports, just a quick update from Ms. Reynolds from tax and
good evening, everyone. For those who don't know, I'm Leah Reynolds. I'm the executive director of Tenant Area Community Service, formerly Tenant Food Covered, which many of you know as. We do food and we do housing. We do crisis services. We do a getting ahead and a staying ahead program.
Chief, I don't know if you want to put the current stats on it.
I'd love to. Thank you.
We ask for a few moments of your time to bring your attention to what we see an increase in homelessness happening right now, right here. We'd like to take enough to inform you about what's going on. I have with me Amy Sherman, she's our program director, and we have Zona back there, and we have one of our emergency assistance workers. We work with many of the cases that are passed in the so here is your long run, also found within the phone your tax, previous awesome employees. So the bottom line is this. More and more Americans are losing their homes in connection and foreclosure. These forced displacements bring intensely traumatic financial, physically, and emotionally to your city's tax. Children have to switch schools, parents lose their jobs, family possessions end up on the sidewalk. Suicide rates spike. Research from housing laws will predict that adverse impact from financial ruin and increase for adults to educational attainment chronic homelessness. So an estimated 13.7 million Americans are behind on rent or mortgage payments. And in early June, up 4% from April, according to the Census Bureau's household pulse survey. Of those, 4.6 million adults say they were somewhat likely very likely to lose their homes by eviction or foreclosure Every $100 increase in median rent is associated with a 9% increase in the estimated homelessness rate. That is equal to a 2020 report by US government. How does that play out here? In fact, we continue to struggle to find new life hotels where households are seriously homeless. Some of you know this, but most of you don't. There are no shelters in Somerset County. So far this year, this little social services organization has provided emergency housing via the hotels, and that's for 40 households who've been homeless, paying over $108,000 in hotel bills up to this point today. Those 40 households include 64 dogs, 40, and 11 senior citizens. Those are people that are 60+ years who are experiencing homelessness. As of today, we have 11 households in 4 different hotels from Exton, Newark, Delaware, Glendale, and Kent. We recently also used a hotel in Upton, Maryland. Just last week, we put 3 homeless households in hotels. Of those 3, if you're curious, 1 household is an immigrant couple that recently arrived. They now have permanent housing lined up and only need a hotel for 2 to 3 weeks until the room rental is available to them. That's their permanent housing choice now, is a room rental. Because they are not considered Chester County residents yet. They are not eligible for shelter or other housing systems. The other, 1 household is a single woman who became homeless in May of 2021. She lived in her car here. Then she had to sell the car, losing her only asset. She is 58 years old and works full time. The third household is a single mother of 2 who has been couch surfing and living in her car for 2 years since she lost her house in Oxford. Most recently, she was staying temporarily with her mother in Kent, but the mother received multiple lease violation notices about her daughter staying in the apartment. They cannot be added to the police. The mother is facing possible eviction and homelessness. As such, she had to make her daughter and the grandchildren leave the apartment last week. And now Amy is going to share with you some of the barriers these households are facing, so that you get the full picture. So the goal of all of these folks that we have in the hotel is obviously to get back into permanent housing. We see some barriers. One of them is not enough housing. Not enough landlords willing to accept family subsidy programs like housing vouchers, private housing. Perhaps not for any side. We're also seeing some landlords putting units into luxury assets. So folks using their houses for affordable for years. That was like survey, rent, and now that's a lot of landlords and property managers are requiring that folks have at least 3 times the amount of rent in monthly income, which would make it affordable, right, for some rent from housing costs. However, that's unattainable for some people. We see many households that are still currently housed, paying over 50% of their income in monthly rent, and so that's just creating housing. So as of today, the 10 area of community services, we have 89 open, 98 open, and 32 more are on our waiting list. All of these households are experiencing health instability, and some of them will certainly lose their health. So this is our responsibility as a nonprofit community to report back to you so that you understand what's happening and you'll make better decisions when different topics come up. When we are available, we need to have a contact to talk in depth about any of these programs that we offer, and we really appreciate the time tonight to be able to share this. Thank you.
And Amy, thank you so much for the update. This is a crisis. We have a lot of people associated that with just food bank and not how much are involved with other programs issues. So thank you for what you do. Any quick questions from council? If not, I think we're on 1 meeting, we'll get our updates from council members. Say wonderful things for any of this conversation.
We appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, we're going to move on to our discussion items. / potential action items. The first is a new council member. As most of you know, Rosa Moore resigned from council a couple months ago. We accepted her resignation last month. And over the last month, we had 3 individuals submit letters of interest for the council position: Sarah Hutchins, Johnny Thomas, and Joel Swift. I think most of us have gotten a chance to talk to those individuals. Some know some more than others. We didn't necessarily want tonight to be a grilling and a public interview, but at the same time, we did want to let the public and council hear from the individuals, just who they are, get to know them a little bit more, what their priorities and interests are in the borough, and to share anything of interest with council. This, with our new format, we typically vote on all action items on a Wednesday after the Monday meeting. Council, if you think that it is appropriate to get this person appointed tonight and just in the midst of things immediately, then I would be fine with a vote right after the presentation. If someone does feel need to take a vote or make a nomination, please. So we're going to start off with Ms. Hutchins.
Hello, I am Sarah Hutchins. Even though I just moved back to the area as a single mom 3 years ago, I've been part of the tenant community, I'd say, for the past 30 years. I feel like I've been watching this town grow to when it was just the Half Moon and art galleries to the town that it is today. I am mom to 3 young kids, and I chose Kennett to raise my family because I was very happy with the diversity that it represented. And I am very proud to send 2 of my kids to our local elementary school. They go to Greenwood, where I am the chair of the community outreach there. So I'm an active part of our community, not only there, but also in Kennett as well. My youngest is still in daycare. So while I love the diversity of this council, I feel that being the young mother that I am and being invested in the school and in the community, I feel that council could really benefit from someone that has young children and really cares about making this community great for just young children, but also, older people as well. So that's about it.
Thank you so much. Mr. Thomas. You're gonna let him go first. That means you're gonna talk too much. Mr. Spread.
My name is Joel Sprick. I've lived in the borough here for about 11 years. A lot of my interest in joining the council is that in part of my career, I've worked in environmental consulting. I've done a lot of site investigations, review investigations, and so a lot of my personal interest lies in the NGS side. I have experience working with sites such as that as far as determining what they can be used for, what they should be used for. On a personal level, it's an eyesore to the town, and anything that we can do to kind of move along, whether we want to say put residences on it, and it's a 30-year plan, or if we kind of do a park that could be say a 10-year plan. I don't know the details of the site, obviously, but that's certainly where a lot of my personal interest lies in being on council, and I just love the town. My wife and I lived here, like I said, for a decade plus. Always walking up to Tallulah's, walking around the town, kind of exploring, and it's just been great to see what it's become. And I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much call it my home now too. So I'm just looking to help out however I can, and whatever experience that I have, and also to get something too. Whether it's a burgeoning local government career, who knows? But we'll see where it takes us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas.
Yes. Well, unlike all of the before, I served on the Borough Council for months. With my resume, I volunteered, basically, it was kind of one time. I'm 74 years old, I have no intention to run again. I would hope that you would consider me and these two people that are interested to show up to meetings for the next year, and then one in my place next year. I want to be a temporary fill-in. I've probably been more meetings than any of you, almost all together. There's 5 meetings and there's 25 years. And 4 of them this year will come back. So there's one meeting on purpose a couple of years ago, but there's nothing going on. So, I'm interested in Borough, but I care about all the citizens. Every single citizen. I ask for nothing for myself ever. I was raised that way. I don't make excuses. And I read everything. And I do question everything. And all of them make sure it's done right for the citizen, not for me. So, I would have to consider it to be a temporary stopgap for next year. I would like to see more people show up, and not just show up for the meeting before they want to go on campus. There's a lot more than just flipping a piece of ground. I mean, it's very involved. It's financial, it's safety, you got seniors, boys, one couple starting now. And the first thing we got to decide is what we want to be as a town. Stay a small town, or we want to expand. And, we got to define what we are. And right now, we're in the mix between, and I don't think that's good yet. I like it as a small town. I think the people that moved here like it as a small town. We're too big, only mile square. 1 mile square, and we don't fit so many people in there comfortably. You can jam a lot of people in comfortably. But I would hope that you give me the opportunity to help you for the next year, and then hopefully somebody will come along. Take my place.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for all of your candidates. Any council discussion? All right. Is there, Joel Swiftly been nominated? Is there a second? There's a second. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Oh, sorry. There being no other nominations, is there any council discussion? Make a motion and a second. I'd like to start this out and say, when you look at what you look for in council people, we heard from 3 different perspectives that would all combine make an ideal team. You have passion and reading every single thing and critically looking at items. Environmental project management, zoning hearing board, technical program management experience. You have the eyes of a mother of 3. What does, when they walk through town with the kids, what she's seen, what she's worried about, what does it kind of look like when the kids get older, and this is the tough part. So what it really comes down to is just where we're going to be a good fit for that person, maybe what the borough has in front of us right away, as well as potential long term. Regardless, like Mr. Thomas said, I encourage both of you, as well as anyone else, to consider running when elections become available. Any other discussion? There being none, the first item a motion and a second for Bill Strick. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. You want me to? Matt does have the, if we wanted to do the other office, right? So, Mr. Strick, if you'd like to join the group tonight, we'll go ahead with the open office.
Just so you know, I was asked if I had an O, does not mean that it was predetermined. There are 3 O's here. Each person's name on it.
You can have a random person.
Please look at my. And you repeat after me. I, Joel Sprague. I, Joel Sprague, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear that I will support. Obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And that I will discharge the duties. Of my office with fidelity. As a council member. For the Borough of Penn Square. Chester County. Pennsylvania.
Just discussion, the rest of the evening, so no pressure. All right, so we'll move on to the other discussion items. We're now going to move to the public meeting, which is required for the considering the ordinance changes in chapter 25.
Before you start, so it's transposed. So item 1 is 227
Oh,
Meredith Street.
I'm sorry, this is the.
Um,
Thank you. Mike, are you taking this one off? Oh, I didn't even see it.
After all these years.
I mean, we got a good deal on it.
Yeah.
Last month.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say, is we reviewed the changes in the clarifications to the ordinance in last month's meeting. If council members have additional questions or concerns, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I think the language as it is written in the document that we received should be sufficient.
Any questions for Mr. Fryman? I know we asked a lot of them last month. Meeting, we got most of the clarifications, even though that was just a motion to, for the advertisement.
This has been 3 years in the making, so we appreciate the getting done.
Any council discussion? Any objections to move this to, for consent? All right, Esther.
well-
Although I did see your note earlier.
Okay.
So in the agenda, it says 418 South Union Street, new accessory building. These are switched 418 South Union Street. This is demolished existing one-car garage. We just prefab. 227 Maryland is the new accessory building. So Mr. Fryman, you want to?
Yeah, and I'm going strictly by the report, as I was not at the meeting. If there are questions, I can try to answer with Claire, who's also here. She was at the meeting. 418 South Union, they have an existing cinder block garage that's falling apart. They want to tear it down and replace it with a pre-built wooden structure that more closely resembles what is found in the neighborhood. Pretty much that's the reason for doing it. So it's actually same footprint, just a better constructed building with a more suitable design and a concrete block with a pitch roof. The other, let me bring this up. This south on Meredith Street, again, another accessory building with a basement garage. This has gone through several iterations over the last couple of months. Essentially, this is on the alleys, it's very steep backyard. They were able to get proper permitting for excavating part of that yard, putting in essentially a garage with a deck on top. Did I miss anything there, Claire?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Any questions regarding these?
The demo of the one for garage, you have put on it, you mentioned covering the same spot.
Yeah, it's the same footprint. And there are, essentially, we require 2 COAs, one for the demolition and then one for the construction of the new unit.
And then the one on Meredith Street is considering how that alley probably has a lot of runoff that would create better environment.
Yeah, I think it will. They want to be able to pull a car off the lot, which they don't have access to now because of the slope on their backyard. So this will give them an off-street parking space, plus some usable space on top.
Any objections to moving these to consent? So the approval of the COAs to
Mr. Red, just one final comment. I would like to take this moment in time to thank all the members of the HARB who have worked through COVID and everything else. We've got the clarifications to ordinance. We've done already this year 15 applications. So these folks are doing a great job, and I just want to publicly thank them.
Thank you. All right, we will move on to special events, and the first one is Castle Health Code. Minimum update or yes.
Thank you so much for having us again. Here to give an update on the event for the Atlantic Festival, which we are hoping to have instead of November 4th and November 5th. As we discussed in the last meeting, we went back to our members and requested if they were okay with changing the dates to Friday, October 28th and Saturday, October 29th, and the majority approved. There were no objections to moving the dates to the end of October to have the event held here Friday evening and Saturday throughout the day. The Friday hours in the afternoon from 4 to 8, and then Saturday is from 1 to 8 p.m. Would you like to hear more details again, or were you just looking for the date change?
Is it it's the same event? Or
It's
is
the
anything
same event.
changing?
It's the same event that was proposed on the application with just the change of dates.
Public safety, Team RPO, folks presented public safety. There was great information. I'm really excited to learn about it. I didn't know or understand what the history was behind it. And they are really well planned out, and I think it's going to be a great use, a chance to use the building for public use like that. I think they're going to be great use. There were no concerns with public safety regarding that.
Again, I really appreciate the opportunity that having merged in that house, arts and culture, it's really a communal experience that all of us to live that faith as voices to recognize the humanity and the lives lost of those. And also for all of us to remember.
This event is supposed to be time of the past few years at American Legion and at the Garage. And if you have not experienced it,
We also had the suggestion to potentially have an added, but that will be an added outside at the Anson Nixon Park on Friday afternoon. So think about that unofficially. So we may have a park at the Anson Nixon Park as we have had in the past, and then we'll have the event here as well.
Great. Anything else from council? Thank you so much for that update. Any objections to the minutes? Do not expect. All right, next event, native plant pop-up sale. Ms. Florence.
Very straightforward, around the local plant nursery, that sells patio planters, occasionally partner with other nonprofits to bring all the plants, put up in the pop-up venue and. So we wanted to post this back in the library and put in a part of that parking lot, closest to the building, from 11 to 1.
We discussed public safety and there were no concerns about the detail.
Is there any discussion with the post office that's concerning at all?
It's on a Sunday.
Oh, geez. I had Saturday on my head. We're just gonna go back about 10 seconds. Remove that. Great. All right. Anything else? Okay. We'll move back to consent. Then the last special events, chief, addendum to the plan approved October 20th, third Thursday.
Hi, good evening. So again, like you just mentioned, this is sort of an addendum to an event that's already been approved by council and taking place on State Street. The police department would like to incorporate a National Night Out style event into the October 20th, third Thursday event. Police department would occupy some space at the intersection of State and Union, as well as the 100 block of North Union Street and possibly some of South Union Street, along with some of our strategic partners, such as the fire company, the Kennett Consolidated School District, our domestic violence center, crime victims, district attorney's office, et cetera. The list kind of keeps going on. This would be a great opportunity to engage our community and public safety conversations, continue to build and strengthen community relationships, as well as hopefully attract additional residents and visitors into a community building event. This would occur roughly between about 6 and 8 p.m. Kind of some background as to how this presentation kind of came forward. Annually, National Night Out events have occurred on the first Tuesday of August, which technically will be tomorrow. With this year's event being Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022, Kennett Square Police Department started participating in local National Night Out events in approximately 2015, with our last one occurring in 2019. Due to COVID, there was not an event planned for 20 or 21. And as we began looking to plan an event for 22, we found that there was some new challenges. Those challenges included the attendance of some of those strategic partners due to the overall increase of National Night Out events occurring in Chester County. Some of our partners impacted will be the school district representation, district attorney, et cetera, as well as our own staff and officers due to planned family summer vacations. Typically, we schedule out our vacations and our scheduling 2 to 3 months in advance. And as we kind of started getting closer to the event, we realized really we kind of crimping our staff as far as what we would be able to accomplish and how many people we really want to include into this type of an event would be able to attend. So after some discussion, we thought it'd be a great idea to hold a similar style event in conjunction with the October 20th event on third Thursday dining. There's plenty of space that will not impact any of the merchants or the restaurants for the dining event. And hopefully we'll really complement the event by attracting additional community members into the area. We did have preliminary discussions with the Kennett Fire Company, who's on board to participate. We've also spoken with our members from Kennett Collaborative, who feel it would be a great idea, working with Bo and Kelly to really bring the event to something. So the proposed idea was then presented to our Public Safety Committee this past Tuesday, and all were in favor of the proposed event. And at this time, we would ask council to approve the addendum to the already planned.
Right, codes and zoning, consider the resolution to appoint.
This spring, we had several, hired long time employees employees, but obviously it's a tight market now. We had good employees with a lot of energy and intellect, but they're getting trained up. So in the meantime, we hired a firm to bridge that gap while we get certifications. Hired a firm in May, we had some issues with them, and then they abruptly gave a 2-week notice a few weeks ago. So this is other firms, this is local firms, that are, that's good to see the perspective.
So, they are a local company. They are, our third-party inspection company. Actually, they were supposed to be inspecting up until the 10th, and this morning, I was informed that it was Friday of last week. So we currently have no one for third-party inspection. Pricing is a lot better. Our last agency we had was charging us per hour, which kind of, the billing was all over the place. These are per inspections. They will be used just plan reviews and mechanical inspections. Brian, which is the inspector that replaced Tina, will be doing the majority of the building inspections until he gets certified for the mechanicals. That's what he's waiting to be certified on. So the new company, third-party company, will only be doing major reviews and mechanical inspections. And we need them ASAP because we have no one.
The company that we did that last year.
So this was the company that came in right at the end after all the other firms. So it was one that had a second firm at the same time. But they were all kind of so they were the next choice.
Consent. Consider the payment bill will belong to pay.
Thank you.
Some people will probably have it.
So we participate in our local Borough, and we do so because we are, bringing all the councils together to put in all the materials and also better pricing and bids. Long paving bid, we've worked with them previously. I think they've done probably 90% of our paving this now. We've been happy with them as well. We also work with our engineers to use a program called Robotics, and they can assess all roads in town and store them, and score them, from worst to best. And the 3 works were bachelor, maintenance, well, and then my job as well. So it worked out because of some of the smaller roads, and with the work, like allows for this year with the price increases, it allows us to do 34 this year.
Any questions?
How long for pay for those?
I think it depends on the road. If you're talking about like a more, heavier traffic road like Cypress, not a long time. The smaller alleys, they're good for probably, I would say, at least 10 years.
So it's something we're looking into on the back of it. There has been at least a few efforts intensively to do standing concrete or rolled concrete as a way to increase that investment a little bit upfront. We're getting up to 30 years out of it. So but that's the direction we're trying to.
If we approve this on Wednesday, do we have any? Start and finish?
So we would then have to get PennDOT approval. That would take a few weeks, maybe. Or I'd say we're starting August now. It starts September and be done in September.
We then notify the residents their hours given.
Yeah, so once we have the dates, when we set the dates, we then send letters to all the residents on that street, letting them know what dates and times that will be inconvenient for the people.
Is it full span of the hours?
All of them except for Full House, Full House, part of it, doesn't really do.
Move this to consent for Wednesday. All right, emergency management, consider a resolution for updating the emergency management.
Sure, so I'll hand out
So, every borough township needs a EMC, with, John Morris retiring. I emailed Kyle to kind of see what direction we're going for that one. In the midst of that, I found out, through our county fire board, that Rusty was still on as a fire marshal, which we all know Rusty, retired as well. So I updated the fire marshal side of things, and kind of offered the guy until we could find a solution to the EMC. I was going to step into that role if he needed me to be, and until we actually find an actual EMC that would be able to go on a more, consistent basis, because I'm sitting there in fire, I can't do both. I can't do EMC and fire chief. So, talked to all over before the meeting, I'm sure the meeting will sit down and figure out, if people like upset, and find a more permanent person or, college down.
great offer by our fire supports our way at the time. Something we talked about with maybe manager role for hiring. The town highway to the point that in emergency you need somebody who's kind of connected issue. So although right off the bat you can have a chief, police chief or the manager, you generally don't want to because you want them to manage their own departments, their own functions. You want somebody to. So we appreciate it, but we really should find a one.
Yeah, I mean, me and Kyle, we can go through the stuff for the EMC before, because I mean, it really is a lot for to get done, but it needs to be, something needs to do it.
Any discussion?
Yeah.
We'll move that to consent. And the last thing under administration, consider a new board member and area park authority. Sheila, are you going to present that, or Greg, do you want to get up and figure out how? Right?
Second vice president of the borough, and we are short on the board. He is working to park on the day. He is an active volunteer already for other organizations, financial and educational background. We think he would be a great fit for what we need in the park right now. And we have.
Mr. Devane, I see you're here on your own behalf. Anything you want to share with us, council?
I'd be honored and privileged to serve the park in the borough.
Any discussion or questions for Greg? Thank you for your willingness to serve. We'll go ahead and move this to consent. Thank you both. Next is approval of bills.
I'll share the day of the finance committee, but it will be the one back that I will be.
And we'll back to consent and council meeting minutes, I don't think I saw it July 11th. Stone. Okay, so now we don't move to consent. And then the last thing that we won't have a discussion tonight, but once we have the full council here on Wednesday, we will be having the appointment of the next vice president. So council consider who we would like to see in the vice president role, and we will have that vote on Wednesday. So that's the end of the discussion items. Anything from council? Mayor?
I just want to point one thing out from the chief's report, because most folks didn't see it. In case anybody ever has any, at the police department in the lobby, there is a collection container for prescription drugs. And it's a great way, we don't want anybody throwing prescription drugs down into the sewer system, which creates an ongoing problem. Just as a thought, last month, well, for June and July, the police department collected 51 pounds of prescription drugs, which is certainly a lot of weight. But it's good that it doesn't enter our sewer system, but anybody can walk in any time with any prescription drugs and use the safe lock box that's there and dispose of them there. It's really healthy for our sewer system not to do it. It's a great way to get drugs out of the house and let kids and expired drugs out of the system.
Just, thank you, public. This is the turn out that file.
There being no other discussion items, we'll for the evening.
Okay.